phenomenal young lady who is in the studio joining us. And yep, her name is Valerie Guguletu Chingonzo, and she is a Zimbabwean born model, former beauty queen, entrepreneur, founder of Val Beaut Enterprises, right? And so excited to be hosting you this morning. Welcome, you made it.
Thank you. I'm so happy, Brita. How are you?
I am so excited. I'm so happy. And so, Enzo Aisha at the back there, that song just, it's just like every time I'm hearing it, it's new and it's fresh. And
I know.
It's just kicking
energy. It gives you that energy.
So you've got quite a loaded, let's just say you've got a loaded portfolio. Mm-hmm. So we want to know who Valerie is, or shall we call you Gugu?
Yes, Gugu.
What name is called at home?
Exactly, Gugu.
Gugu.
Yes, Valerie is the street name.
It's her name. Okay, but we love your company, and we also just want to acknowledge her mom is in the studio, and so we also want to appreciate mom who made this beautiful lady. So we're excited about having her in the studio. So who is Valerie, or who is Gugu?
Okay, Valerie is a young lady. I love to call myself young, but okay, let's not look into that. You are
young. She is young. She's younger than me. I like to call myself young, so that means she's younger than me.
Okay, so I'm young. Okay, so I'm a young lady. I'm a young lady, former beauty queen. So I started modeling at the age of 5, pageantry, and then I stopped at the age of 25. So I did Miss Bulawayo. I was first Princess Miss Bulawayo because I grew up in Bulawayo. Back in the day, I competed for Miss Zimbabwe. I got into top 10. Second year, I wanted to do it again, but at the time I think I was going to school. Yes, I was starting school. My biggest pageants that I've won is Miss Women's University in Africa, because that's where I learned.
Yeah.
And then I competed for Miss University Zimbabwe, and I won that one. And then I won the World Miss Universities.
We got a star in the room, okay? So she went and she knocked them out, which is a good thing. She knocked them out, and I can understand why. And just as a reminder, we are live on Facebook, so you can be able to catch us on Facebook at Capitalk100.4FM. So please make sure that you go there, and you will see her in real time. Okay, so you knock all these guys out. I'm just curious, how was that journey?
Okay. The journey wasn't all roses and chocolate. It wasn't. There was a lot of rejection, a lot of tears. Like I said, I started modeling at the age of 5 because of my mom. She put me into pageantry from creche, pretty much. So I literally won like Miss Henry Law, my primary school, Miss Evelyn, just rising up. But it wasn't easy. You learn a lot. Modeling is very competitive, but you learn that in life you compete with other people. You are not the best. And at times you come out as the best, but that doesn't mean you're better than everyone else. It just means that you nailed it, the exam or the test. So it wasn't easy, but the pageant that I won was for Beauty with Brains. That's what it focused on. So I'm very grateful that I won that pageant, because they paid for my school fees at Women's University, and I won a car.
I like that.
Yeah.
Hey, what kind of car?
No, we don't want to talk.
I love cars.
No, let's not focus on the car.
Okay.
But no, what's more important was the school fees. My fees was paid for, which was very cool. Yeah, it meant a lot to me.
Oh, fantastic. And so, look, this is an epic journey for you, and I believe that what you are today is a sum total of the things that you've experienced throughout that process. And so we're talking about health and wellness and beauty more so, central to all of this. And so in that whole entire journey, I'm sure there were times where you questioned a lot of things about health and wellness. And what was your perspective, if we break it down to all 3 categories, which is the health aspect of it? How did you approach that? Because in the modeling industry, it is quite a tough one. Most girls do not understand the value of good health. So what was your approach?
Well, my approach, I didn't really struggle when it comes to like weight, because I'm just naturally skinny. So even now, as I'm older and I don't even do pageantry anymore, I'm just still the same. So that was just something. But then what I did struggle with was acne. So I really had bad skin. And that was not easy, because in the modeling industry is very cutthroat. Everything has to be perfect. Everything has to be right. So I got into this bubble where I would have to put on a lot of makeup. I'd have to put on weaves to hide my face, because I'm standing for beauty, but at the same time I'm looking the opposite of what I'm standing for. So I really struggled with that journey, and but I learned a lot, and which is what I also added to the book, that every woman has a certain area that they struggle with. It can be your weight, it can be the way you look, it can be your confidence, your self-esteem, whatever it is that affects your your confidence. But I had to continuously rise above it, rise above the acne, how I'm feeling, the rejection. But it was a journey.
Now the wellness element is a big deal, and the emotional journey of it can be quite taxing, because we let's just say Zimbabwe is not fully aware or fully fledged with regards to pageantry. So a lot of things we are not prepared for as they're coming in. And so when it comes to your own mental state and dealing with rejection, and you're young, you're beautiful, there's all this pressure coming. So what did you do to be able to remain centered, or did you ever fall off the rails? I know I did. Enough times.
Okay, so what helped me? I think I could have fallen off I think I fell off the rails in terms of, there's a time when I got depressed. For me, that was falling off the rails, and I just kind of gave up. Like, honestly, that was especially my first degree, because so many things were happening. It wasn't just the modeling anymore, but it was now unemployment. It was now, I thought life was simple. I thought life was, you're a beauty queen, you go to school, you get married, I just thought it was a narrow, like, you do things. And then I realized, oh, my life is moving in circles, That's when I wrote this book. During that period of unemployment, of not understanding that I'm 25, I really thought I did everything right, but it seems like life is just not being fair. And I sat down, started writing this book, and this is where I found myself. But yeah, in terms of wellness, it's not easy, but I would say I had a very strong support system in terms of family. So that's why my mom is even here today, because she was there during the whole process. So even if I wanted to go the other side,
moms are pillars of strength. I when I see your mom, I'm also seeing my mom as well. So in many ways, I can relate to a lot of the things that they went through, the frustrations and then the anxiety. I think they were more nervous than us. I was just like, every time, it would be like, you're late. We're running late. You're going to be late. But mom, I'm the one. No.
And she still does that. She did it for the interview today. I'm like, wow, I'm a grown woman. And
but I like her for that, because at least she understands. And I'm sure she's also part of this epic journey, and she's also getting the best out of it as well, and seeing her daughter doing these amazing things.
Yes.
So let's come back to the book. You're talking kingdom principles here, right? So tell us about this book and what inspired you to write it. I know you wrote it during a certain period in your life, but what then gave you that motivation to say, today I'm putting pen to paper to make this book happen?
So I always wanted to be an author from like the age of 9. So it's not something that I didn't just wake up. But I just didn't know what I was going to write about. Not yet. And then this journey happened, the modeling journey. I'm done with modeling. The unemployment, the depression happened.
Are you really done?
Then I can still be a model. I'm done with pageantry.
Her face is not permitted to stop. I'm sorry to say this, and she's looking immaculate, so she's not allowed to. We're gonna tell her no.
Okay, pageantry. Okay, modeling is fine. Yeah, because I did something for Edgar's, like photo shoot. So so modeling in itself is still okay, but yeah, pageantry. And then during that period, I was very prayerful. Yeah, so hence the kingdom principles, because actually it's actually a long journey, but just to cut it short, I cut my hair for the first time when I was 25, and now I have short hair, natural hair. I used to have relaxed hair, I used to have weaves. Those things became an idol. Makeup was an idol. Now I do makeup just for events because I'm coming on radio, but just a normal day, I have a natural face, I have no hair. That was my own journey. So it was my kingdom beauty regime. So I went back to the look that I had when I was 5 years old. I removed everything and it was just me. So that's where the kingdom part comes from. It's just beauty from above coming down. Nothing added to it, but it's because I was now comfortable on the inside. That's why I can do this now. Yes.
So let's go back to this beauty industry, because I feel like it somewhat is tied in. We have a perception of beauty, and a lot of it is imposed. Okay, we've got the Eurocentric version of what beauty is, and most of us got into this industry based on that. And so you seem to have come full circle and said to yourself, no, come on, this is not it. I'm free. I'm happy. And having this look at 25, it's not simple. It's just no, if I don't have the weave, I don't have the lashes, they're not going to hire me. But that's not true, actually.
It's not
true. What do you think are some of the misconceptions about beauty that were then introduced into your life through, perceptions out there, or what the industry might have taught you, or what media might have taught you, which you then decided, this is absolutely not me.
It's not me. Yeah, it was that the hair. the flowing hair. So when you go for the world pageant, I went to China for World Miss Universities. Obviously, it's like the best weave. It's it's the makeup, it's the hair, it's the trying to look like a white person. Let's just like legit, That's why even with makeup, we now have contouring. So your nose is like pointier. Just everything is trying to look more like a white person. So those are some of the misconceptions. And for a very long time, it really ruled the way I viewed things, the way I spoke, the way I did things. And then, I don't know, overnight, I think I was 27. I was just like, nah, this is not serving me. This is not helping me.
Yeah.
I'm actually more happier and more beautiful, I feel, when I'm myself, my true self.
Wow. Yeah. And this is I love this here because it's an awakening moment, and most of the girls don't get it a lot of the times. And so we're celebrating beauty here, and we've got a lovely Valerie Gugu Chingonzo who's in the studio joining us this morning, and she's telling us about the book that she's written. And I think it's such an inspiration, especially for young girls who are actually trying to find themselves, or even women who are probably stuck in a rut and they're trying to figure out, who am I? And what is life about? And if I don't look a particular way, am I still valuable? Let's talk value. And what does value mean to you as a woman?
Wow, you're actually quite...
I love stuff because I know you've got it in you.
No, I know. Well done. Because, okay. You're quite deep. Value is just really... understanding who you are, coming to that realization, which is what the book talks about, the self-esteem, the self-love, self-belief, and not being determined. It doesn't, the world does not tell you who you are, or social media, or what's on Instagram. You are your own brand, okay? So like, if the way I look at my own brand, there's no way I'm going to fantasize and try to be someone else, because that's not going to happen. So the sooner you get into your own brand, the faster you'll see that life will start to open up for you. And just to add, like, you were a great inspiration. I remember watching you on TV. I was young.
She's now putting the files.
Yes. I remember I was in Bulgaria, sitting in my lounge. I was young with my mom, and then we all watched. It was Miss Malaika. It was beautiful, and you won that pageant, and you inspired a lot of girls.
Thank you.
Like till today, your confidence, your beauty, and you were natural. Yeah, it's my turn to put you on
the spot.
And you were innocent and natural. You were not like trying to be snobbish or trying to be who you're not. Until today, that's why you'll forever be our Miss Malaika. You inspired a whole generation.
Thank you.
Which is, so we need people
she
like
wants me to cry on but she live on Facebook. And
it has to get deep. That's the whole point.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So I like I was saying, you were talking about value and what the things are more or less make you as an individual. And so you're in a very interesting industry as well. Image. And I think we share the same space, but I want to understand it from your own perspective. Now you're in a world whereby things are driven by perception, and there's no running away from it. How do you merge the two worlds of, you being authentic to yourself, but at the same time there are rules. There's a rule book you literally have to follow and integrate that so that somebody finds their space and they're not feeling uncomfortable or they're struggling with the extremes of what that should be.
That's a daily challenge, or should I say learning curve. So every day I'm trying to learn to like merge the two. So it's my own character, it's my realization, my kingdom beauty journey. But at the same time, we have the image aspect where, you still look good, you still look a certain way. And when you go to certain places, you want to come off a certain way. But anyway, what I always say, like even when I train, I usually train individuals, models, mothers. I always say image is basically about, we're not trying to change you. That's what I always say. So my tagline is be the best version of yourself. So when you come through to my place, I'm not trying to make you be a me. So I'm not trying to make you, so we want you to be who you are, but we want you to be the best version of yourself. That's how we merge image and authenticity.
Wow. Now she's really talking. So it's really
it's
time
you
to
it's because I have to match up to your level.
Let's go there. There is something that centers you as an individual, and we're talking kingdom principles that you've also honed into this year. Let's talk about your journey of faith and what has that meant to you as an individual, because a lot of people might struggle with that because we live in a world which is governed by worldly systems, but then there's that of the kingdom principles that you seemingly are writing a lot about in the Bible. What is in that centers you?
That's a very another good question. What is in that? it's the peace that you have. So your mind will be all over the place as a young lady, as a woman in general. So it's just like the way I look, or I want this, I want to look better, I want money. It's a lot. So it's the peace that I find in the kingdom principles, the peace that I find in the kingdom spiritual journey. And also the understand, well, I just feel like you rise above the flesh. No, I'm becoming too deep.
No, go there.
Because when we focus on the flesh, we become too... It's not about you. It's not about your body or your pretty face. I mean, tomorrow all of this will be over. And then what?
Yeah.
So it's trying to look for the deeper, what's deeper within you, you know? And I would want more models to have that. I know a lot of people have negative stereotypes when it comes to models. You know, just the whole blonde thing, which is not there anymore, because these days Miss World, people are very educated and intelligent. But there was the whole blonde thing, or, you know, models just put into a certain box. But that's I don't know why people love boxing people. It doesn't mean you can't be beautiful and educated.
I think it's about control. People love to control. And so when someone puts you in a box, it's because they're trying to mask their own insecurities. So they don't want you to get better because they've not honed in that as being one of their things. So that's my own take, which I'm sharing with you. So I'm not in a box. I will kick that box open. Trust me.
No, you
being boxed is not fun, and it's not great either. And so I'm going to take you back to your experience at the international pageant, for instance. And you meet different characters. You've got your own Zim perspective and the way that you've been raised. When you got there, what did you learn from your fellow mates from the other countries?
It was very interesting because we were 65, so that was a lot. I know. It was very interesting, but we were actually very loving. We all loved each other for some reason. Obviously,
did we really love each other?
Okay,
tell the truth.
Maybe deep down, but no, it was. I don't know. Maybe that pageant was just different.
How long were you there for?
3 weeks, almost a month.
Yeah, you should have given you another week, and then the hats come off. But I'm joking. I'm just playing around with you.
No, it was quite peaceful. My best friend was Miss Botswana, obviously. I mean, the culture.
Likewise, I also had Miss Bots as
really?
well. Interesting.
That all is, kind of, Miss Bots. Yeah, they're always pretty cool. And then, but it was very, to be honest, they are very beautiful, those women. Yeah, like Ndaka Bvuma. You know what I mean? And it's good to really accept, because when I met Miss Pakistan, was it Miss Peru? She was the winner. Wow, those girls were gorgeous. I'll just look at their hair, their skin. I'm like, yeah, even I would accept, which is a good thing. You know, you need to see other things, exposure. That's why you need to see the beauty in other countries. You need to see how other people are. And it just helps you. But what really stood out is, for some reason, Miss Botswana and myself, and probably we were extroverts. I don't know why. In camp, we were like bullies. I don't know why we were so confident. Maybe it's because we can speak in English. I don't even know. But we were all over the place. We would be asked to do things. We were just and I don't know. I think it's but it's also the Zimbabwean culture. You know, we were really trained to be with, but that education instilled in us, and that's when I realized that we are a pretty confident bunch. Zimbabweans never look down upon yourself. We're quite confident. Even when we go out there, we know who we are. We don't drown.
No, we're not, and we won't allow you to drown.
No,
and you know, so a lot of girls want to probably walk in your footsteps because you've done quite a bit at universities as well. And we also want to speak to young girls who are really, you know, going through those challenges. And there's a quick message that has just come through. Thank you so much for that. Someone is sending their shout outs as well. So the thing is, what message do you have for the young girl? I'm talking to an 8-year-old right now because we're starting there. Kids are starting to look at themselves and, you know, they want to live up to an expectation of what the world is presenting to them. And also the mother who's listening, who's struggling to contain her 13, 14-year-old who's also struggling with, you know, images, or issues of image. And, you know, what people should be seeing in her. What message do you have for them so that they now can run with that confidently?
Okay. So the message is, it's not easy. It's a journey, but they can get there if they want to. So in the book, I do cover all these issues that are affecting us these days, especially image. I talk about body image. You know, that's huge these days. You know, the body you want, the body type, body shape. I talk about bleaching. I talk about all these societal issues that are there, whether we like it or not. and they affect us daily. So, I mean, it's just, to a mother and also to a young person, it's just really understanding themselves, which is why I say branding. If you brand yourself, you are who you are, and people actually start to follow you as you are. You don't have to just go with the wind or go with the world. So I think it's just focusing on understanding who you are, and to be honest, achievements. I keep saying this. If you to do something for yourself. If you have achievements, you become more confident. You don't just go with the wind. I'm just gonna go Botox or surgery. No, you've got this thing. No, I've got other things going for me. I have my master's degree. Look, there's no need. Like, my skin may not be the best, but hey, in this area, I'm killing it. So I have other things.
I have other things which you're pursuing, and superficial beauty is not something that you should be chasing. At the end of the day, be your true, authentic self.
That's true.
And so your last and parting words for our lovely listeners who are tuned in right now. We're saying, studio.
I would say just have a strong sense of faith. It will all work out, and also have social structures in your life, safe spaces so that you can speak out when it comes to mental health, issues of depression, negativity. You need those pillars of strength in your life. That's how I got to be where I am. I'm not working alone. If I was alone, it would have been very difficult. And just hold on to the faith and get more tips from my book and from me on social media. And
sure. So if people want to get a hold of you on social media, where do they find you?
On Instagram, I'm at Queen Val, and then on Facebook, Twitter is Valerie Kukuletu Chingonzo, and at Queen Val as well.
Awesome stuff. You have been quite an inspiration to myself as well, because it's just lovely to see someone who's really out there doing something, especially at your age as well.
Thank you.
On rising, keep on doing well, and keep on being a good inspiration to our young girls and our young guys also coming up.
Thank you.
And
but I'm happier to be with you.
Oh my goodness.
Because I watched you on TV and you inspired me. I'm like a whole generation that you inspired, that's sitting here with you today. Wow. That's how you need to look at it.
She's making me happy. I'm happy. Yeah, I'm really happy, but I'm really grateful, and I'm hoping that you have a fantastic day. And also many thanks to Mom, who's in the studio as well. Please also many blessings to you and your family for all the work that you've been doing. May God continue to enlarge your territory.
Amen.
And so we leave you with the music of Jabu Kanyele Umkaya Lo.